Good morning. Welcome everybody to the first video of the Wobbly H Show. We're not going to have a huge introduction, but I'll set the scene first. Imagine two lifelong friends decide to take on the internet, but we're counting the weeks until the end of the world, memeing all the way. Full disclosure, we are drama farmers. We are clout chasers. We are edgelords, and we're going to suck dick all the way to the top.
Yeah, unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in, but the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Right, but basically we're just going to be discussing politics, social commentary, all the black pilling shit that keeps us awake at night on a weekly basis.
All this shit show we call the news of the day.
Yeah.
Every piece.
Well, reporting as accurately as possible. All right.
That too. I mean, we are both so tired.
And giving some hot takes and opinions that people are going to flame us for, probably.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So the discussion today, we're going to be talking about the Tuah controversy. So what we know so far is the Tuah girl has basically rug pulled her fans, created a crypto, and immediately cashed in, exploiting all her fan base. What do we think about this? Is it based?
No, only if ripping off stupid people is based. This is such a weird thing to hear. I would have thought all of these sort of influencer crypto scams would have been seen through by now.
Right.
Like they get an influencer, they create the coin, they do a little marketing jig, they get people to buy in, and then they just sell out and move on to the next one, right? And that just creates these terrible little economies.
So you have more of a background in crypto than I do. So kind of walk me through this, because my understanding isn't like each coin, because if I were to go on Coinbase right now, isn't there like some sort of goal that's supposed to be attached with each coin?
So in a lot of cases, yes. Most of the coins will develop a protocol within the coin or a different method of verifying the blockchain. An example of this, I believe, is Cardano. Their verification system doesn't require mining. It requires staking, which is basically just a way of like you posting your wallet on the chain, and it can verify it that way without mining. It just does it over the internet, basically. So it's, to my understanding, there's probably a Cardano head out there that's like, actually, but there's different methods and technologies. Like NFTs were a developed product that allowed you to basically put an image or any other sort of data within the token, right? So if you put a piece of data within that token and you put that token on the blockchain, that piece of data is now forever in the blockchain until you move it.
Gotcha.
So you technically have a way to kind of immortalize data within a monetary energy based system, which is cool. But then people just started slapping JPEGs in them and selling them for $30,000, and you're like, not exactly where the economy benefit comes in that like Bitcoin has, where it's like scarcity is built in, there's a limited supply, so the value of the coin is basically going to go up, but they also made it divisible up to 100 million points. So that it could still be distributed and used as a global economic tool for currency.
Yeah.
So there's like a lot of different layers to it, and each coin is a different thing. But the meme coin is typically just like a cash grab thing.
I was going to say, is it better to kind of just go into it like assuming that everything is a meme coin, maybe besides like Ethereum and Bitcoin?
Yes. That is absolutely how you should kind of view all these other things until you start hearing like that one dude who doesn't speak up much start going on and on about something technical about the coin. then get interested. But if it's just like, hawk to a coin, let's go to the moon, and they just open the sale, it's probably not a good time.
Yeah.
Me personally, I just buy a little bit of Bitcoin here and there with my paycheck. It's stacked up nice. It's outperformed everything else. I'm very happy with Bitcoin.
Right. And you're just using it as like basically a retirement. You're buying high and low.
Yeah.
Basically,
so,
you're just saving money.
What I'm doing is called dollar cost averaging. So when you buy basically at a steady pace, no matter the price, it's going to average out to a certain price.
Right.
So because I've been buying for over about 8 years now, like I've seen 2 cycles of Bitcoin. What we're seeing right now in November after the halving occurs, like we shoot up. Like it's cyclical at this point. There's been a little bit of differences I've seen. Like we didn't drop in price as much as I thought we would.
Yeah.
And I think that's because we do have like these ETFs now where, financial companies are basically creating paper Bitcoin to sell to investing companies to bundle up to create things for like pensions and stuff like that. It's the same way they do with houses, essentially. And then we also have like nations now just building strategic Bitcoin reserves. We're seeing like the financial regulations sort of disappearing on crypto in a lot of ways too. A lot of things that were kind of holding it back from government acceptance have been eroded. And this has been in a large part thanks to the fight like of Coinbase themselves going up to bat for like a lot of stuff. You can go search their whole court case history. But there's a lot of people that are now pro crypto within the government too. Like Elon Musk, he's a pump and dump scheme influencer, just like Hawk to a Girl, in my opinion.
Yeah, and Logan
he just
Paul
did it with Dogecoin and Logan Paul.
Yeah, there's been a few. There was another one, Boogie. He's a YouTuber.
Yeah, see,
he shamelessly kind of pumped and dumped. The thing that's like weird to me is maybe I just come from humble beginnings, but these people are already like stupid rich. What is even like the point of this? I wonder.
To them, it's an advertisement deal, dude. To them, somebody came up, they'll be like, hey, we're going to give you a lot of money. You just got to get this coin. It's got all these great things going on. And then they just like explain the basics of like crypto. And then, person's like, all right, I like money and I'm a great advertiser. And then they do it. And then they get caught up with Coffeezilla asking them hard questions.
Speaking of which, that's we're going to go over the Coffeezilla video because I think that's where we're going to find kind of the most information and form our opinion based on that. But before we do that, do you think, because my understanding, like you said, it's people that approach these influencers with this idea, right? So do you think there's any like plausible deniability from like Hawk to a Girl? Maybe she didn't know that this was actually happening.
That could definitely be the case. But it's up to her to recognize and make that decision, because like,
the onus is on her for sure, especially when you have to do your due diligence when there are crypto scams like amok, and everybody's aware of them.
But even in just like saying that she's wrong, she needs to stand up to make that choice too, because I don't know if she's rebuked the Hawk coin developers or anything like that yet.
Well, apparently people are suing the fuck out of her. There was I saw something. I'll try to.
Somebody put like their life savings into it and like just immediately lost millions.
Which like giving her, kind of funny given her fan base, dude. Is like, I sold all my grandmammy's fucking pickled chicken feet like for $35,000. But that was another, and I think this gets brought up in the Coffeezilla video too, is a lot of her fan base is kind of like out of touch with crypto. So they're like the perfect people to like scam out of it.
And you could probably make an argument that might have been targeted. They're specifically looking for these communities. And it just so happens that she kind of like does have like this weird, she feels like the Princess of America right now,
Yeah.
Like got the accent. Everyone loves her. She's just doing all these things. She's kind of like a weird and cultural ambassador at the moment.
And that's why I'm kind of like almost leaning towards like she can play stupid, but I think she's actually really intelligent. I think she knows exactly what's going on because, dude, the amount of clairvoyance, she sees an opportunity, and every opportunity she's absolutely grabbed by the balls. Like,
I mean, you're not wrong,
dude.
You're not wrong.
From the Hawk Tuah meme to the podcast, and now to merch, dude, she had merch rolled out on Hawk Tuah in like record time. It was insane.
Yeah, and like the meme to riches story here is pretty impressive, and that takes a certain caliber.
I'm jealous is what I'm trying to say, dude, because now I'm still like losing sleep 10 years later when I think back to like a girl that was hitting on me in high school and did pick up on it. But
right. You just fumble a baddie that hard that never leaves you.
And this girl went Hawk Tuah to the moon, dude.
And just boom, right? And it is impressive. I'm jealous she looks better in Pit Vipers than I do.
Dude, in a weird way, I actually almost kind of admire her in a like strange way.
She has this appeal. Like, she's the princess of America. Like, she's just gonna let it happen because everybody's like, yeah, that was hilarious. Hey, you're actually pretty good. I've never seen the Talk to a podcast, but it's still going, I assume.
Yeah. And despite her origins, she hasn't had to probably suck a single dick to get to where she is.
Honestly, though, like, she's got a sex positive image. But you know what? She looks like the girl next door, and we're all here for her. So,
yeah. I guess let's just get into the Coffeezilla video. All right. So we're going to watch moments of this Coffeezilla, kind of get an idea, because I think he's been doing this a long time. He knows when something looks like a scam.
He's the crypto scam hunter.
Which I'll find the image, I'll put it up on screen, but I did check out the coin itself on Coinbase, which I don't think you can purchase on Coinbase.
Yeah, so Coinbase does like a vetting process for a lot of these coins. Mm-hmm. So it'll like brush away a lot of the ones that are obvious meme coins. But I think with this latest controversy, they probably won't put it on to their available coin list.
Yeah, but I did see it went on for like, I think a couple months and was just steadily slow, spiked real high one time, fucking dropped like immediately, dude. There definitely was a rug pull, whether they want to admit it or not.
I'm going to confront the people behind it. Well, I did last night. And let me just say, it didn't go very well.
Happy to answer any
I have questions. I have questions. I'm raising my hand. Hey, guys.
What Coffeezilla?
Hey, this is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the fuck are you on?
Profiting from the rug pull, I think it's relevant.
We didn't pull a rug. I don't know what you're trying to say. It's not true. Yeah, that's defamation.
Doc, do the math. Do the math.
Okay.
You're saying that we...
Yeah, obviously, pause it whenever you want to talk about something, but I feel like that's just pretty telling. The immediate go-to of like, that's defamation, bro.
That's
like, yeah. This is like corpo talk 101.
Oh yeah, the spin is real.
All right, let's keep going.
Hold the rug. There was no rug pull.
3%.
You're defaming.
Are you not gonna let me talk? You just talk over me. You talk over me.
I'm hearing bullshit.
Yeah, these people were completely unhinged, unwilling to take any accountability, and we'll talk more to them in a second, but I want to break down the Hawk Tuah scam. I think people are confused with this kind of stuff. I want to start with the big tweet that kind of set it all off. That would be this by Bubble Maps, which showed 96% of the supply was controlled by the team and was being sent out to a bunch of smaller wallets.
So in layman's, what does that mean exactly?
So they were diversifying the funds throughout different accounts. So when they do that, it moves, it moves the coins from one wallet to another. Mm-hmm. And I guess would theoretically make it look like other people are selling, right? Like they don't have this amount of money in one wallet.
Oh, so they're just transferring it to like their other accounts, basically.
Basically, it sounds like they're spreading it out to other accounts. Are those accounts owned by other people? I don't know.
Are these scams, like, this has to be illegal, right? Or is there any like hard law that prevents shit like this? Like, could you do jail time, or would this all be just like a civil shit?
That's a good question. I'm more on the econ side than the law side. I would assume this is illegal, but we've also had a lot of laws eroded away in America recently in terms of regulations. So
Well, I'm gonna look it up real quick.
I know they brought phone scammers back, so why wouldn't they let the crypto scammers have fun? Yeah, because if they're just like separating the money to different accounts, that's fine. What they do with the accounts afterwards and what they claim the accounts are there for, that's what matters.
All right, we're gonna check out Jane Law Group because that seems like a credible source.
Jane Law.
Cryptocurrency fraud and money laundering. While the majority of cryptocurrency transactions are for legal activities, federal agencies have stepped up their investigation and prosecution of companies. And individuals believed to be engaged in cryptocurrency crimes. The development of digital currencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum has created numerous opportunities for legal and illegal activities. Yeah, that's not news. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm sure. Yeah, prostitution.
We need legal eagle. Really,
yeah, prostitution was, I'm sure, bought with Bitcoin. So that's not really.
I mean, everything's get bought with Bitcoin now. It's wild.
It looks like these scams can be investigated, but it sounds like it's off a case to case basis. It could fall under fraud if they find evidence. Is how I'm reading this.
Yeah, because I know. I think if they view it as a token, there's a certain set of laws, and then there's like some that are set up in a different way to where they're not tokens, but they're viewed as like a different form. So it can get silly complicated once you bring like the actual financial laws into all of this.
Yeah,
it's a crazy web.
Being that some of them might be dumping on you. Pretty quickly, the Tuah girl came in to copy and paste what her team told her to say, which said, team hasn't sold one token and not one key opinion leader was given one free token. We tried to stop snipers as best we could through high fees at the start of the launch. And so you see their awful tokenomics here. Along with this response, the team hasn't sold one token. And then they post, obviously, a screenshot of a lot of sells from insiders who did not have to pay. You can see on the bot side, there's nothing. And then on the sold side, they're making a lot of money. So how did you get free tokens? Well, you were an insider, right? And I just want to show you exactly how the Tuah team is sort of lying by omission here when they say the team hasn't sold one token. And that's because
that's bullshit,
they pre-sold
for
the
sure.
tokens, guys. They sold them to a bunch of investors with a pre-sale, and then those people were unlocked immediately upon launch. So you can see that with her tokenomics here. It says Hailey's locked for 12 months, but you can see the strategic allocation is fully unlocked immediately on token generation event. Now, I spoke to some people who bought into this pre-sale. They say they got in at $16.69 million total valuation, which means that if they sold out the whole 17%, you're looking at about $2.8 million raised by pre-selling these tokens. So it is essentially a lie to say her team didn't sell tokens. Well, they pre-sold them, and then those investors dumped on your fans. That's the problem. Because Bubble Map says we found 285 investors join the Hawk pre-sale. That's about what I saw as well. 89 wallets sold 100% on launch. 47 sold over 50%. Anyway, you can see in total, $3.3 million were sold. Again, as you'll see, on mostly Hailey Welch's fans, or Tuah girl's fans. And I know what you're thinking. Who falls for this? Well, unfortunately, with situations like this, they're not targeting crypto bros. They're mostly targeting actual fans who've never been involved in the crypto space before. They don't know any better. And you're going to hear the guy behind a lot of this say that explicitly.
These are people that are.
Well, and something about there is blame to be had for the people that got in on the coin and had the rug pulled out from them, because you're responsible for your finances, right? If you're not researching, dude, even stocks come with a risk, right? The same thing can happen to you in the stock market. If you're throwing $35,000 into a coin and you've done no research on just like what you're getting yourself into. I do agree. Like It's fucked up, but you played yourself, dude.
Yeah,
On that.
for real. And you could do that same thing in the stock market. And the stock market is so heavily regulated, and that can still happen.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So
yeah, there's all sorts of shady shit that happens in the stock market. We can look back at, GameStop, right?
The shorts there, people shorting Tesla, making money. I don't know. I don't know the stock market well enough.
I don't
because
either.
it's one of those ones you absolutely have to keep track of too. Because a lot of these companies,
you have to live,
change names, change hands. You got to live and breathe this shit.
Yeah, dude. You wake up.
I just want to throw money in a bank. Just leave me alone.
Outside of crypto that we're going to be onboarding, and they don't give a shit. They don't even know what a market cap is. They just go, oh, cool, free coin. Now I get to join a community. Cool.
Yeah.
Done.
So that's exactly the people you're going after then, right? The people that don't know any better. You just outed yourself, my dude. Yeah.
Dude. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It is blackpilling as fuck, but hey, at least she's hot, I guess.
Not only did they say it, they sold it in a pitch deck. You can see the Hawk deck here. Massive onboarding event. Hawk will onboard normies. So that's why I just don't buy this thought of, oh, well, if you bought this, you deserve to get scammed. Okay, fine. But a lot of the people who bought it had never bought crypto before. They were targeting those people. They said as much in our call. Now, the other part of this scam that I really need to break down because people don't understand it exactly is the fee scam, okay? When this launched, they had 15% fees on trading. They said that this was to stop snipers. But basically what this means, and because the team now blames snipers for a lot of this rug pull, but what it means is they benefited the entire way. You can see in 24 hours, they made almost $2 million from this fee. Meanwhile, on Deck Screener, you can see the sniper, which is the #1 trader on this coin. They made about $1.3 million in their total profits and loss. So they actually made less in total profits, this sniper that ruined the project, than the team made on fees. I, of course, asked who benefited. Did Hawk Tuah Girl make the money? Who made the money in this whole thing? And they essentially dodged the question. Who's making millions of dollars on fees from this rug pull?
That's not a scheme. That's the
Who's making fees?
So we can keep this thing going for years. Okay. That's how do you think?
I believe in the coin.
Who makes the money on the fees? Someone just made over $1 million on fees.
The coin.
Who made it?
First of all, the fees were there with Meteora pools, and that goes to the creator, right?
Which is who? Who does that own? Who does that belong to?
That belongs to the project.
Who's the project? Who is the project?
Okay.
Well, the project is over here. Hailey Welch.
It's right here.
And
how much does Hailey Welch own?
This is Hailey Welch's project.
So she owns all of it.
Coffeezilla.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just trying to figure out who owns it.
Do you know how much it costs for lawyer fees to create a foundation?
Hold on. So did she actually hire like a development company to make her own coin? That's what he seems to be suggesting.
I think my understanding, I read, this isn't based on any facts, so take this with a grain of salt, but my understanding is people that set up Logan Paul's crypto, some of the same people were approached her with this, because I don't think she came up with this. I think she's smart enough to know what's happening, but I don't think she developed this in any way.
She probably got a pitch from them, basically.
I want to find that source. I don't know if it's a good source, but let's find it. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to throw that little fact out the window because I read it. It was on Reddit. And they didn't provide a source, so fucking that doesn't mean anything.
So I'm looking at the coin's website, and it basically just seems like SHIB, but on Solana network, I guess, because they do liquidity burn.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they can like literally destroy currency within the supply.
Mm-hmm.
So that like would force scarcity to keep the price up, and that's what SHIB kind of pioneered. Ownership renounced. That's a weird one. Ensures a fair and community-driven platform with equal governance and influence for everyone. That's such marketing drivel.
Yeah, that means fucking fuck all.
Right, like you say you have a fucking forum. Where's the forum? I only see social links. And if you're fucking running your coin on social media comments, fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, this Forbes article is a fucking nothing burger too. Thanks.
Yeah.
Never buying your
Yeah,
shit.
so this is a nothing coin. It's a literal meme coin for the meme girl.
In the Cayman
Yeah.
Islands to hire directors.
As
You
much
think
as
this
meme
stuff
coins
pays
are
for
scams,
itself?
this is
you
a
know,
scam.
this is how you run a project forever. Is you have to fund that. How and first of all, over here can speak to the extensive amount of work and time and people that are on this project. Over here has around 18 people working on this right now as we speak. This is not
Over
a small time
18
type
people.
of nothing. We're really
That's
trying.
the other question. After something like that, is there even like a feasible way to like come back with the coin? Let's assume it wasn't a scam, right?
Yeah, so okay, so if Hailey sees this as a long-term currency that is going to appreciate in value over time as people come to adopt and adapt to it to use as an actual currency, that has a chance of it going up. A lot of the coins that came after Bitcoin, those successful ones, basically just match Bitcoin. Because
Yeah.
the people who invested in them also invested in Bitcoin. And as Bitcoin comes up, they'll take a little bit out, invest in the smaller coins, because as the smaller coins go up, they get exponentially more from that price increase than they would from Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So they kind of diversify outward as price goes up.
Right.
So if they wanted to try and attach themselves to that, they would have to like start bringing about use cases, right? Tuah coin can be used, at the Hailey Welch gift shop and, porn stores in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
We'd have to find like people with genuine market products, physical products and stuff like that who would be willing to entertain and exchange the coin.
So what you're saying is basically you could have like certain products that like you could buy like maybe at a discount tied to it.
Yeah.
That, like cash
Yeah,
would
like
it.
if you had an online store.
Yeah,
Use it. Encouraged, maybe a region to adopt it. So, the person who put all their money into Tuah coin
Tennessee
would bounce back if all of Tennessee just adopted Tuah as their state currency,
Ooh.
That's another fun thing that might be on the horizon. Individual state currencies. But we'll see how far the bloodless revolution goes.
Dude, we should
Anyway.
we should make a bunch of meme coins and tie it to like each state, kind of like the fucking the quarters.
Yes.
Remember? Yeah.
The wallet will just be the coin collector thing.
Yeah, exactly. And Donald Trump's like fucking certified like gold coin, like memorabilia.
Yes. He's making out on NFTs like a bandit.
NFTs will have to be for another video, dude. I'm not gonna fucking do NFTs right now.
Do something here and not just do it for one day and do it for 2 days. Like,
So who made the money? You haven't answered the question.
Show
who
me
made
the
How much did
money!
Hailey Welch make of that million, 1.8 million?
it's a foundation that is running this project.
How much does she own of it?
It's a foundation.
That's
She
a fair
owns
question.
0 of the foundation.
So y'all made the money?
No, I don't own the foundation either. A foundation.
Brother, who profited? Over $1 million was just made.
The
A
foundation.
foundation that pays people out. And by the way, Coffeezilla, I'm not asking you, questions that are irrelevant to the most important
What?
stuff that you said.
These are
Who
all
cares where
relevant.
fees go? It goes to
Yes,
build.
they are.
You heard him right. Who cares where millions of dollars went? Supposedly they have 18 people working.
That's another question I have. I don't know if you could answer this, but if like one person made out, do they even have to like disclose who that is?
I don't even know. I would assume so, and I would hope so, especially if it's like a foundation for what would be like a nonprofit, which would be what you would want
Yeah.
to like sort of organize and manage a currency. Like you don't want capitalists in charge of this, because that's when millions of dollars go missing into a foundation that is not named.
Yeah. I started
So-
my own nonprofit. Please donate.
Right.
All right.
Please donate.
on the
Anyway.
Tuah meme token. So I don't know if that's true, but that's at least what they're claiming. Now, the last thing I need to say before we jump into this context that you need is that there are 4 groups to look out for here. 1, you have Hawk Tuah Girl, who is promoting this thing. 2, you have this guy, Doc Hollywood, who is like Howie Mandel's like son-in-law or something like that. Like, he's this guy who has some connections in Hollywood.
Bobby's World, get in the bag, dude.
Connecting Hawk to a girl.
Get in the bag,
with crypto,
Bobby
and
World.
he said he was teaching her a meme coin class, okay? And he goes unhinged on her call. 3, you have the guys running the crypto token. And 4, you have the insiders who paid money to get early access to this coin and then are rug pulling a lot of Hailey Welch's fans. What you want to make of that, who you exactly want to assign blame to, is up to you. A lot of people are saying, oh, she didn't know any better. She's getting taken advantage of. Maybe, or maybe she's making a ton of money, talking about Hawk Tuah Girl. So with that said, I just want to show you the call last night. That is.
So a thing that he kind of just pointed out, the investors, they're the ones that actually triggered the sale, right? Like they're the ones that
the
flooded
early
the market with
adopters,
money.
right? That like, yeah.
The ones they paid out with the coin, essentially, which that I think can or can't be illegal depending on how they did it. Like if they literally paid them out with a coin, then they did generate this because the investors immediately thinking like, oh, okay, this is how I get my money back.
Yeah, right.
So the blame on the investor is sort of causal to how they approached rewarding the investor. So we'll see how that plays out. Hailey could be insulated. Hailey could be involved. Hailey could be an evil mastermind. I kind of want that Hailey.
Well,
I want evil mastermind Hailey
well,
that has this foundation that's just creeping its way into control.
The total collapse of our financial economy through Hawk Tuah.
Right.
But he also brought up that like someone was teaching her classes on how to do meme coins. So at some level, the idea of the crypto scam had to have come up during that, right? So she had to have been aware that this was a thing at some point or another.
So I've talked with like some crypto scanners or like people who are like doing these like kind of niche coins that like are actual projects, but they need to market it, right? So they will like literally recruit salespeople. They will give them pitch decks. They will give them like 2 weeks of like one-on-one training, 8 to 5 p.m., and they'll get you up to speed on how to pitch all of this. And they'll do it in a way where it doesn't reveal it's a scam, where it'll obviously benefit whoever they're giving the pitch to, and where like they're, we're making a profit, but it's not that much. And, that's seems to be the type of person that got to Hailey. Like this person who knew how to frame it as a pitch,
right,
to sell it, how to, embellish what's good and just negate saying any of the bad, and probably gave her like a modest working understanding of what's going on, like as much as Coffeezilla has, right? And that, there'll be investors, they'll get some of the coin. We're going to have all these guardrails, right? 15% fees, nobody's going to buy it crazy fast, it won't rug pull. We have these safety things in place, and then bypass that with the investor sales.
So let's say she had no idea, she wasn't responsible. So then like the people that got in on this and lost, what would be like, you think the next step? Like could they go after the people that like created the coin or like helped facilitate it, you think?
Lawyer up for sure, because depending on where you're at, your region, that's going to be a different laws. The federal laws are kind of in flux, so you'll need somebody that kind of has a good grip on that. And then once you have that, I think you just got to start getting like information, whose foundation
that's
is
what
this,
I was gonna say. Like what's
Ownership
the damning
laws.
What would be like the damning evidence, but besides fucking green line go burr, right? And then down like
what? So I mean it would be sort of, he's done a good job of gathering the evidence so far, right? So we have like obviously these tokens being distributed to the investors as payment or as recompense for the investment, how the coin was made available to the public, because it really is sort of like the price in the beginning is sort of artificially set, right? They can control how much of the supply is within the thing at the time, how many it's going to, what the levels are, and everything like that. So they can set that starting price.
Yeah.
It's not as simple as typing it in, but they can do it. So to have that and then to immediately sell off, maybe they just thought they'd have more demand.
Well, and what would be the reasoning? Like, let's say you're starting a new coin, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would go into your thought process as far as like how much you want to put out there, how much is available? Like what factors into that, you think?
Basically how much timeline you want to give the coin, right? So Bitcoin, it's separated up to 1 million pieces and it's mined at a certain rate.
Mm-hmm.
So the last Bitcoin is going to be like mined in 2140, but it'll still kind of be mined after that just because we need to transfer stuff.
Right.
And then like at that point, miners are going to be rewarded with fees rather than with generating the token itself.
And that's probably where the pre-sales come in, right? Is to see how many people are interested and you can adjust accordingly.
Yeah, pre-sales for sure. That's how you gauge your demand.
Because I was thinking, I was like, you could probably get rid of, partially some of these scams by not allowing pre-sales. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
and honestly, not allowing the investors to sell off 100% of what they were given.
Yeah,
You have to give your investors the understanding that this is a long-term investment overall. Like if you're going to be a foundational member and you want to be an honest coin going forward that doesn't absolutely decimate people's life savings when it fucking just shoots to zero after you've decided you don't want any of the coin. Like that could have maybe assuaged this problem. Another solution might have been just, throttling the investors' release of it. Like you can only sell 15% of your supply within the first 3 years, and then the next 15%.
Well, and it sounds like what they did is like their so-called, to kind of counteract is supposedly they wanted to attach fees to each trade, right?
Yeah, they did have some guardrails on there, but
it sounded like someone profited off the fees.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Because if the investors were able to sell 100% right out of the gate, and there was no real incentive for them to not, then there needed to be a guardrail there, right? So they could say Hailey's not going to sell her coin, she's locked in and guardrailed and all that, but the moment they give the people who actually have the money, who are actually operating the foundation, who are actually contributing to the project, immediately just sort of rip out everything they've invested, that's a rug pull.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if there's much more we can gain from this, but let's keep going.
What I knew going into this call, and you'll see my questions target some of these different aspects of what I believe to be a scam in this call. And the last thing I have to say is that when they did do this call, they monologued for 12 to 15 minutes before they let anyone up. So I was extremely frustrated by the time I got up. I think you'll hear a little bit of that in my voice. Not only that, this Doc Hollywood guy called people mentally ill. He said that people should be thanking him or kissing his butt, basically, for doing this for them, as if he's doing them a favor. Basically, generally berating the people who had maybe lost money in this. And so quite frustrating to go into. And, anyway, enjoy.
Everyone thinks that, everything's a rug. Everything's a rug. Everyone's here to you. Nah, we're here to
fuck that rug.
Nah,
on that thing.
Spaces, right? The people here, you guys are already y'all are ahead every day thinking everything's a scam. And you know what? You guys are right. Everything is a scam, but not this. Not this. We did not spend 6-7 months of our lives dedicated to trying to do something cool. Right? To do something different, not dumping on you.
What?
Nothing cool or different here.
Yeah, dude, this is fucking the same old song and dance. What are you talking about, dude? What is cool about the Hawk Tuah coin? Please explain to me. This is a part I understand. I don't understand is aside from just having a neat emblem on it, Bitcoin and Ethereum I can kind of understand, right? And everybody's waiting for like the next Bitcoin, so you're taking a risk for whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like aside from this is like I see no real tangible
there's
need
no use
for
case,
any
bro.
of these coins. Like
It's literally just a digital collector's item. Like
like NFTs. Yeah.
like NFTs. Like, yes, you can send it to other people who also have the wallet. But unless you're like using it as a currency for trade, it's nothing.
Right.
It's absolutely nothing.
Like,
So
yeah, you're gonna flex on someone. Like, I have like fucking 10% of Tuah coin. Like,
yeah, good
well,
for you,
yeah,
bud.
yeah.
I hope that somehow gets enough money to matter for you one day, my man.
Yeah, I hope you can trade that back for actual money.
Yeah. Because I don't see a lot of money rushing into this market
by the team and propped up charts. You guys are not the target audience. Sorry to say, right? This is not the target audience.
Who's he talking
The
to?
target audience, which is why I'm even doing this, which is what's cool about it, is it's not in this spaces.
Yeah, it sounds
And
like
listen,
Ponzi
most
scheme
of you,
shit. We're
we don't
doing
want you
really
in this
cool
community.
shit
Let's be
here
real, right?
with
Not
this
great
thing.
people.
Yeah.
I don't know y'all, right? I see some friendly faces in this audience.
He's having a meltdown.
I'm gonna say y'all, you guys,
He
right?
is
There's a
having a
lot of
meltdown.
negativity in the space. I think crypto brings the mentally ill into this thing, right?
Jesus
you guys
Christ,
are in
dude.
crypto, you're
So
most likely
shameless.
mentally ill, and I'm gonna count myself as mentally ill for even being here right now.
I think
We're
he's
trying to actually have
channeling
fun.
the
We're trying to
spirit
do
of
something
Donald
cool.
Trump right now.
We're trying to give meme tokens
It's
away
the
for
best
free
coin.
to people
We're doing
who
really
have
cool
never had
stuff with it.
any crypto
If you
before,
don't understand
any
it, you're
meme
just a
token.
hater.
And you
It's
guys
not
should be
for
kicking
you.
my ass because I'm trying to do something dope.
Yeah, so that's how all of this started. I had watched as people got wrecked on chain, and then I go here in the actual space that's supposed to address everything, a guy berating everyone, calling them mentally ill and telling them they should be thanking him. And that's what led to sort of my attitude when I went up on stage. Yeah, anyway, here's when I got up on the space.
I have questions. I'm raising my hand. Hey, guys.
What Coffeezilla?
Hey, this is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the fuck are you on?
I've been tracing it on chain for a while. You guys generated
Like, no matter what, she is
over $1
lovable.
million
Like that line,
Yeah.
she delivers it perfectly.
But
so.
yeah, but it's like, dude, if Coffeezilla is coming to ask you questions about your crypto, dude, you should be worried. You should
Very
be fucking
worried.
concerned. So yeah, she's obviously getting defensive. You know what, dude? I'm inclined to believe that she knows about crypto scams, obviously, but maybe she wasn't aware of like what these people
I don't
are doing.
think she was aware. I think she might have had the wool pulled over a little bit by this Doc Holliday guy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, these people
she
do
probably,
this. This is what they do. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I could see her wanting to like become a part of the crypto community. I could see her like kind of understanding the benefits and everything. And then, these people kind of come along. It's like, yeah, we can make a meme coin. They're kind of popular. They do get a market going for them in a way. They're on the Solana network, so that probably has some different benefits, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And they just get her on board with it. But then, they don't show how the foundation works, which is like every crypto also does have a sort of foundation entity that is developing for it. Like Bitcoin has one. If you have Bitcoin, you can kind of like use your Bitcoin to like vote on stuff. I think I looked into it way long ago.
So similar to like being like a high shareholder.
In a sense, a very high shareholder. Yeah, basically Hailey was probably more of a silent investor on this than anything.
Yeah, just
like,
tying her name to it.
Yeah,
probably,
she was the marketing arm. Like
right.
she is the meme, and she's America's favorite meme. And so, you get that on board with the crypto part of it, and then you bake in a little bit of the scam underneath, and Bob's your uncle. The rug is pulled. Where's the money? In a foundation. Where to go? I don't know.
I'm willing to be the Tuah guy.
Yes.
Even
We
if
gotta
I
start
actually
our own
have
meme
to
coin.
spit on that thing, I would happily do it for whatever, for even a fraction of what this girl's making, dude. Again, that's why like I kind of admire her, but yeah.
Yeah, hey, no, she goes for the opportunities. She sees what's hot and she strikes while she can. And you got to admire her for that. But yeah, getting in bed with this sort of asset and not getting Coffeezilla beforehand to give you advice on it.
Yes.
Bad move.
Well,
Like,
that was the thing. That's what happened to Boogie. So Boogie, who's like a YouTuber, like one of the OGs, I think, he actually reached out to Coffeezilla, like concerning like this coin he wanted to make, and I think it was for plausible deniability, so he could be like, wait, we discussed this before, but like he absolutely fucking like scammed his fans on like one of his own coins. Even Coffee was like, no, this is clearly a scam, dude. He's like, I wouldn't do this, and then he did it anyways. I think we got all the kind of the info we need from this. I don't think
we don't have to finish this video. It's just going to be them yelling at each other
and just denying shit. Yeah.
I think we understand what's going on here.
So I think my verdict and opinion on this is I don't know if Hailey is really responsible, but I think when legal action happens, like it or not, I think she will be responsible, and I think she should pay people back.
Yeah. Her level of involvement, she's literally the face of the coin.
Yeah.
So I don't think
that's the risk you should take. I think that's the risk you should take, you know, when you tie your name to a coin like this. And then even if you're not directly involved with the scam, people bought in, you know, like they said, a lot of people, you know, weren't crypto people. So they bought in thinking it might be a legitimate investment. Not to mention, look how successful this girl has made herself. So why wouldn't you want to, like, you know, jump on board with that, right?
Yeah, right.
She's been able to capitalize on every single thing she's done.
And they've done this at such an opportune time too, because crypto's having an up moment. Like we've seen.
It's actually funny, dude.
Across 100K.
This is totally dwarfing the fact that like Bitcoin hit like record.
Right.
Nobody cares.
It's amazing. It's like, oh yeah, it just does that. Look at this shit though.
Yeah. All right. You have any closing comments on this?
I have like a semi solution that could happen, but I don't know if it's even feasible.
Let's hear it.
So looking at the Tuah coin, obviously the investors rushing the market with the coin created huge devaluation, right? If you look at this spike as it's coming down, there's still like some people trying to buy, but then it just kind of flusters. But it started to come back up now. My solution would be for Hailey and the foundation to slowly start buying back up the supply. So that way that it can kind of resume coming back up. If they can kind of dedicate themselves to being more long-term holders of the coin, while it sort of reestablishes itself, that might give it some stability it needs to start building back up in that market cap. And then if they do that combined with, you know, being able to use the coin on the Hailey, the Tuah.com store and, you know, some other maybe
if they hold on to it, let's assume they hold on to it, her name blows up even further, it could potentially make back some of the loss. Right.
Yeah. They can stabilize it and set it up for the future. And then if they start finding more use cases for it, developing the technology behind it as well, it can become what would be less of a meme coin and more of like a stable coin. Right. So there's things they can do for it. And that would be my suggestion. But ultimately, the lawyers are going to go up to bat and we're going to see what falls out.
And we'll probably do a video on whatever fallout comes from that. But I think the likelihood, the people that got burned, like the dude who put in like supposedly 35,000 was down to like 2,000. I don't think you're ever getting that back, dude.
I don't see it. I do not see it.
I feel for you, dude, because we all hurting out here. Trust me, man. And that's
we are. Dude. But I don't think El Salvador's neighbor is going to adopt the Tuah coin for its currency.
Right.
You know? So.
But yeah, at the end of the day, I hope there's justice. But You're responsible for your own money. Do your fucking research, dude. Don't fall for this shit anymore.
Caveat emptor is real.
Thanks for watching in Wobbly H. The first show, we're going to do more of these. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Fucking like, subscribe, join us on this black pill adventure, memeing all the way to the end of the world. Love you, whoever you are. Good night.
Love.